So today we are doing a review of a tiny little kind of large movie called Blitz. This is the new Saoirse Ronan film starring Saoirse Ronan. Never know how to say her name properly. And it's also got a whole list of great British actors. You've even got Paul Weller in there, Stephen Graham. And it's directed by none other, than Steve McQueen. So what is this film about? It is about, it's set in World War II. Famously, Germany would come and bomb London. The Nazis would come and bomb London, and we call that the Blitz. London would have to fight back and turn off all their lights, the blackout blitz. And a lot of the children, to keep them safe, were sent away from the cities. So a story that I'm heavily interested in. I live in London, and it's a time in history which I just find absolutely fascinating. I really do. I do get a lot from watching World War II movies. And yeah, this one's set in London, and I don't think I've ever seen a Blitz movie, a movie about the Blitz. So what did I think of this film? It didn't show the horror of the Blitz, in my opinion. It didn't really show what I was expecting from Steve McQueen, who can really so viscerally tap into a period of time, as we know from his work on, 12 Years a Slave? How he can tap so viscerally into the human condition, sex addiction with shame, hunger. Like he's so good at it, delving deep into these complex subjects. And the Blitz is a complicated subject, and I expected a lot more, but it really just hit it on a extremely sort of surface level, sort of shallow level, I'm afraid to say. I guess it kind of centers around a kid. Like, you could almost think maybe he's making a kid's film. Maybe that's what it kind of is, because it's about this kid who gets shipped away from London, and he jumps off the train that he's on, and he decides to make his way back, and it's kind of about the adventures that he sort of goes on the way back to London, and the people that he meets and stuff. And yeah, it's centered around the Blitz, but it's really just about him and his little journey, if I'm honest with you. Saoirse Ronan does a good London accent. But yeah, she doesn't have too much to do here. Like I say, it's a bit more shallow than I was expecting. It's surface level stuff. There's a great bit where they're all in the underground, the tubes, and it starts to flood. And I was like, I want the whole movie to be almost like a survival film. What was it like to live in London, knowing at any moment Nazis would fly over you and throw bombs on London? Like, the world was so crazy, especially for England at that time. Like, nearly all of Europe had been taken over by the Nazis, and England were really like the last line of defense before America came. It was just England in a little island, and Germany had just this massive army, this amazing technology, this great machinery to come and fly over the channel, the English Channel, and bomb London. And all of our army weren't even in London. Our army were like sort of stuck in like France and stuff. Like, this was a really, really bad time for England, and we were hanging by the skin of our teeth. We had to resort to turning off all our lights just so the German bombers couldn't see from above where fields ended and city began. So we're just hoping, like, hopefully they just miss London and bomb a few farms instead. Like, that was our line of defense. That's all we really had. And obviously we had these incredible pilots as well, who would fight and defeat these Nazis very often in the air. And that really did sort of turn the tide of the war. Like, it's a super important moment in the war. Like, these air raids that would come to London, and we'd have our incredible sort of Spitfire planes, these little planes that would zip around and defeat them, and Germany just just losing a lot of planes, a lot of men. Like, yes, they were blowing up London and causing a lot of damage, but they were losing a lot of their stuff over and over and over. And it wasn't really expected. It was like like England's a tiny little country, and they came and they just couldn't quite. They weren't quite good enough to take England, and England just scraped by. And it's such an incredible story. But this story, which is called Blitz, is sort of about race, about childhood, and about sort of walking and sort of traveling to London, becoming a thief. It's a bit Oliver Twist, and it's like, yeah, did not, it wasn't really blitzy. It didn't blitz enough, if I'm honest with you. It didn't blitz enough. So, a bit disappointed. I was so looking forward to this film. But yeah, it's on Apple TV, so just stream it now. It's really just one of those films. But I do recommend it. Go and watch it if you want.